Hi, my name is Heather Hathaway Miranda, and I'm pleased to share the story with you. Who taught you how to be a good friend? My story is related to a magnificent soul from the little village, La Villita neighborhood of Chicago. I will never own a white pickup truck or a white van or a white car. The best friend I made in college was named Javier Cerda. Javier was someone whose smile and tender, soft, slightly droopy eyes just invited you in for a bear hug. He had this curly hair that on the top of his head, he would try to gel it down. I met these 4 Latinos sitting outside of my residence hall my junior year. I was a resident advisor, walking into Allen Hall. Hey, how's it going? So I could clearly see that they were Latino. They looked like my cousins, my uncles, and they really became like little brothers to me. I immediately invited them that first night of college to La Casa Cultural Latina, our cultural house, our home away from home, where we were having paletas, Mexican ice cream. And that friendship grew and grew. Many nights I'd be in my RA room, 249, second floor, Allen Hall, and Javi would come by. He lived at PAR, Pennsylvania Avenue Residence Hall. We'd play Uno. We'd play cassettes on my big stereo that I'd purchased with my babysitting money. And we would talk. We came from very different backgrounds, very different families, but we both just had a sincere interest in spending quality time and conversation together. Our friendship grew over the next 2 years, oftentimes hanging out. I called them my little brothers, the crew that he hung with, David and Oscar and Jose Ramon and Alan and Tony and Peter. Oh my God, I was like a mother hen to all of them. But Javi was somebody really special to me. I called him Javi. We hung out in the summertime, and I remember my broken Spanish. I had been studying 4 years in high school, went to college to get a Spanish degree. So I had 2 at that point when I met him. But in the summertime, I would practice the phone calls because he had to call somebody's house back then, because I was so worried his parents would answer. And I couldn't quite understand very well without physically seeing a person in front of me. Hola, ¿puedo hablar con Javier, por favor? Aló. They would say, un momento, por favor. And I would get lost and I would get so nervous and my hand would be sweaty holding the telephone. But we would connect. Javi's birthday, July 17th, smack dab in the middle of a hot Chicago summer. And I remember one summer calling him and asking him what was he doing for his birthday that very day, and he had no plans. So I immediately kicked into gear. I had heard that there was an Italian festival in Melrose Park, Illinois. So I said, I'm coming to get you. Tell me if I can pick you up, and borrowed the family car, my mom's car, and went and picked him up. And we had the most amazing time. Another adventure, I remember going by Lincoln Park Zoo, and there's a little lake there, and we would sit on the side of that lake and let our feet dangle over the edge of the cement wall and just swinging and talking in that warm, humid summer, Chicago summer heat. And just that deep friendship just continued the loyalty there. Who taught you how to be a good friend? Javi taught me. I was older than them. I graduated after 4.5 years, and I went off to Michigan State University. October 1st, forever changed my life. I got a phone call. No, I'm sorry. I got a page. We had pagers back then. I got a page from his sister. And for 24 hours, I thought by reading her message to call her and talking to her as briefly as I did, that it was their little brother because of the translation between English and Spanish when she said our brother, because he had a little brother. So I grieved for 24 hours, asked my mom to drive with me to Michigan State because I had to go get my address book to let everybody know. But my best friend from college was killed in a drive-by. A drive-by by a 15-year-old gangbanger in a white truck. At his funeral, I mustered up the energy to go, the strength, holding on to David and walking into this long line of all these college students, all of us 20, 21, 22, 23 years old, tons of Latinos and African-American friends. And I just held on to David and I said, can I get up to see him? I don't know if I can handle this. Because you see, his family had moved out of the neighborhood. They weren't supposed to be there anymore. They were tired of the gunshots at night. They were tired of the drive-bys, the worry if their children were going to be okay. And Javi was a loyal friend. Even after they had moved 2 months before, he was back hanging out with his friends in the city. And he stayed in the car when they went into the gas station and back of the yards. Back of the yards is a neighborhood my dad grew up in. Poor East European, turned to be poor Mexican neighborhood. My life was forever changed. And Javi taught me how to be a loyal friend. In his coffin, I saw a photo we took together, and I'm wearing these palazzo pants, this beige with these tiny white flowers, and it's he and I, and he's in this black leather vest or brown suede with a white t-shirt, and I brought a salsa band to our dorm. And he was just the warmest friend. Still today, I miss him as if it were yesterday. I just want to sit and play Uno. I want to talk to him, and I do. So I ask you, who taught you how to be a good friend? Mine was Javi.